Ewell, approach the stand.
Mr. Robert Ewell?
That's my name, Captain.
Are you the father of Myella Ewell?
Well, if I am, can't do anything about it now. Ma's dead.
Answer my question. Are you the father of Myella Ewell?
Yes, sir.
Let's get this straight. There will not be any obscene speculations in my courtroom, understand?
Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Ewell, will you exactly tell me, in your own words, what happened on the evening of November the 21st?
Well, on the night of November 21, I was coming in from the woods and gathering up kindling while I heard Myella screaming like a stuck pig.
She was screaming?
She was racing a racket, so I dropped my load, but I got tangled up in the fence. When I got distangled, I ran up to the house and saw that black man yonder.
Mr. Ewell, did you see the defendant having sexual intercourse with your daughter?
Yes, I did.
You say you were at the window.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a clear view of the room? And what did it look like?
Yes, sir. It was slung about like it was a fight.
What did you do when you saw the defendant?
I ran around back, but he ran out the front. I heard Myella squalling, so I went to go see her. I was too worried about her to go chase after that black man, so I called Hectate.
Thank you, Mr. Ewell.
Whoa, just a minute, sir. Can I ask you a question or two? Mr. Ewell, folks are doing a lot of running that night. You say you ran to the window, you ran around the back, you ran to Myella, and you ran for Mr. Tate. During all this running, did you at any time run for a doctor?
Wasn't no need to. I seen what happened.
There's one thing I don't understand. Weren't you concerned with Myella's condition?
What?
Didn't you think you should have called a doctor immediately? You heard the sheriff's testimony, didn't you, Mr. Ewell? Do you agree with the description of Myella's injuries?
Oh yeah, I hold with everything Tate said.
Mr. Ewell, can you read and write?
I most positively can.
Will you write your name and show us?
I most positively will. How do you think I signed my release checks?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ewell.
What's so interesting?
You're left-handed, Mr. Ewell.
Myella Violet Ewell, please approach the stand.
What were you doing on that evening?
Just sitting on the porch.
Just tell us what happened to you. You can do that, can't you?
Well, the black man walked by, and I asked him if he could bust out the shift robe, because I wasn't feeling strong enough.
Well, then what happened?
So I went in the house to get a nickel. The next thing I knew, he was on top of me with his hands around my neck. I was screaming and howling for him to let me go, but he wouldn't. And so I fainted after that. The next thing I knew, Papa was over me yelling, "Who done it? Who done it?" And then Mr. Hectate brought me up and found me over with the water bucket.
So you fought him off just as hard as you could, and he took full advantage of you?
He done what he was after.
So, you say you have 7 siblings and you're the oldest. How long has your mother been dead? How many years did you go to school?
My mom has been dead a long time. I've gone to school 2 years, 3 years, I don't know.
Do you love your father, Miss Myella? I mean, is he easy to get along with?
He's tolerable, except when...
Except what?
Except when what? Nothing. He's tolerable, I said.
Except when he's drinking? When he's drunk, does he ever hit you?
My pa's never touched a hair on my head his whole life. He's never touched me.
Did you know Tom Robinson well? I mean, did you know who he was and where he lived?
Yeah, that black man's passed by my house many times before.
Alright, now to what happened. You said you turned around in the room. Tom Robinson was right behind you, is that right?
Yes.
And you seemed pretty sure that he was choking you. And you said you fought and screamed and hollered as loud as you could. Do you remember him beating you around the face? It's an easy question, Miss Myella. Do you remember him beating you around the face?
No, I don't remember if he hit me. Wait, yes I do. Yes, he did hit me.
That's alright, I've only got a few more questions. Can you show me the man who raped you?
That man yonder.
Tom, will you please stand up? All right, why didn't you run?
Well, I tried to.
Well, what kept you from it?
Well, he threw me down. That's what he did.
You say you were screaming all this time?
Yes, I was.
Well, why didn't all the children come running? Where were they? Wouldn't your screams have made them come running? Or did you scream when you saw your father, not Tom Robinson? Who beat you up, Tom Robinson or your father?
I've got one last thing to say. If you find young gentlemen don't do anything about this, you're just a bunch of young stinking cowards.
Will Tom Robinson please approach the scene?
Tom, were you acquainted with Miss Yule?
Yes, sir. I had to pass the place going to and from the field every day.
So have you ever been inside the Yule fence before, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, sir. I remember the first time was last spring, about shopping season. She asked me to come bust up an old chiffy robe for a nickel. I said, no ma'am, free charge.
Did you ever go in the place again?
Yes, sir.
Were any of the children ever around?
Yes, sir. They were always around watching me do work.
Did you ever set foot on the Yule property without an invitation from one of them?
Heck no, Mr. Finch. I would never do that.
Tom, what happened last year on the evening of November 21st?
I was walking and I was going past the Yule house. Miss Maola was on the porch. So I went up to her and I said, where are the children? And she said they were getting some ice cream. And it took her about a year to save up her nickels. I noticed there was no wood to be chopped. So I asked her and she said, I got something else in mind.
What did you say then, Tom?
I said I'd best be on my way. She asked me to grab a box down from the old shift room. I went to go grab the box. She grabbed me by my legs. She scared me so bad, I fell off the chair, knocked over the chair. That was the only furniture that was disturbed in the room. I swear before God.
Well, then what happened?
Well, she hugged me. Then she kissed me on the cheek. Said she had never kissed a grown man, but it might as well be a black man. I tried to run, but her back was to the door. The next thing I know, her father was yelling out the window.
Why did you run, Tom?
Mr. Finch, I was so scared.
All right, thank you, Tom. That'll be all.
In time.
Mr. Robinson, you're pretty good at busting off shiver ropes with that one hand of yours. Do you think you could strangle a woman and throw her to the ground with that hand?
I've never done that, sir.
But are you strong enough to?
I reckon so, sir.
You seem pretty anxious to be doing those chores for her. Why is that?
Didn't look like she had anyone to help her, sir, like I said. And quite frankly, I felt sorry for her.
Sure seems like it's been a long time, Jim.
Sure is, Scout.
This way you said it sounded like it'd be about 5 minutes.
Scout, there's some things you don't understand.
Oh.
Of all the presumptive charges, we find the defendant guilty.
You're mighty dressed up. Where are your breeches?
They're right under my dress.
Hello, ladies. Pardon my interruption, but Alexandra, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yes, of course.
Alexandra, I need you to stay here with the kids. I'm going out to Helen Robinson's house.
Why? What's wrong?
Tom's dead. They shot him. He was trying to escape from prison exercise period. They shot to wound, but it punctured artery in his leg. He died.
Scout, did you hear that? Let's keep going. What was that noise, Scout? Ah!
Scout, who did this to you?
I don't remember. Somebody just came out of the woods and attacked us. Why don't you ask him? He's right there.
I went back into the woods and I found Mr. Yule dead on the ground with a knife in his chest. He must have fallen on it.
It's alright. I understand what happened.
he fell on his knife.